Oh man, this is gonna be a crazy video, man. This is gonna be my first time watching this mess. Man, I love Nickelodeon. I love iCarly. I love Zoe 101. I love all these damn shows, bruh. And it's always gotta be some weird ass story behind it. Well, it's your boy Khalil back here for another video, man. And today, we gonna be reacting to Dan Schneider, a scandal at Nickelodeon. This is gonna be crazy. If you guys want me to react to anything else you want me to react to, make sure you guys just drop a comment down below, man. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it, man. This is gonna be crazy. God damn.
Nobody talks about pedophilia.
It's the big secret.
Hell
And
nah.
it's widespread?
Oh yeah. I was surrounded by them when I was 14 years old. Surrounded. Literally. Didn't even know it. It wasn't until I was old enough to realize what they were and what they wanted and what they were about and the types of people that were surrounding me till I went, oh my God, they were everywhere like vultures.
Oh boy.
If you grew up watching Nickelodeon, then you may have heard of Dan Schneider. He was responsible for many of its hit shows during the 90s and 2000s, such as The Amanda Show, iCarly, and my personal favorite, Drake and Josh. In recent years, Dan has been brought into controversy due to rumors about abusive and possibly sexual behaviors between him and his young female co-stars. None of these rumors were grounded with...
Bruh, I knew it, bro. I knew it. Not to keep pausing. I'm gonna bring it right back. But this nigga, he always looked like suspicious to me, bro. Like, he was always weird to me. But I ain't noticed like the little things this nigga was doing for real.
any hard evidence, and most people dismissed it. Until March 26, 2018, when Nickelodeon announced that they will be parting ways with Dan Schneider. The news surprised many people. Why would Nickelodeon fire one of its biggest producers seemingly out of nowhere? Were they aware of all the rumors and decided to finally do something about it? What is the Dan Schneider conspiracy?
Oh, hell no. That's crazy.
Okay, I'm Carly.
I'm Sam.
And we like to draw families on our toes.
Observe.
Okay, and that completes our 5-part series on toes with froze.
Now,
Whoa,
I'm gonna
what?
turn off the camera using only the remote and the power of my toes.
Bruh. This nigga for surely had a foot fetish. Hell nah. What the heck, bro? I'm trying my best not to cuss or nothing, but I do remember all these foot fetish type of scenes in these damn shows, bro. Like, I mean, not foot fetish, but these feet videos.
One of the most prominent rumors regarding Dan Schneider is that he has a thing for feet and uses his shows and their following to satisfy this fetish. You may be thinking, well, maybe he just finds feet and toes to be funny. And to be honest, some of the scenes by themselves are rather harmless and something that I can imagine on other shows. However, it's undeniable that there are a large number of feet-related puns and barefoot scenes in the shows, too many to list here. Outside of television, there are some weird examples, however. In Victorious, Tori hosts an online show called Tori Takes Requests, where viewers can ask her to do all sorts of random things. In the very first episode, Tori gets a request to have ketchup poured all over her feet, and then she does a little dance at the end. In another online show called Cat's Random Thoughts, there's a moment in the first episode where she sticks her big toe in her mouth.
Oh, what the heck?
I didn't really watch Victorious growing up, so I don't know if these played on television, but I do know that they were extras on theslab.com, a fictional in-universe website. Now, here is where things get even more unusual. On September 13th, 2013, the Sam and Cat Twitter page asked its followers to take a picture of their feet with the hashtag #SamandCatSaturday, and a number of people did. This is just one of many now infamous feet-related tweets from Dan Schneider and his shows, but this is the most well-known. You can find several if you look around long enough.
Oh, wow.
During the same year, there was a post on Reddit about how Dan Schneider is the most successful writer / TV executive in children's television for the last 30 years. A user commented, "I grew up in LA and was an extra on The Amanda Show a few times. He, being Dan Schneider, paid me $100 once just to tickle my feet." The user further elaborated, "To make a weird story short, in between takes, Dan asked me if I was ticklish, and I said no. Then he bet me $100 he could make me ticklish. I was expecting him to reach over and tickle me under my arm or something like that, but he led me to his office. I basically got paid to receive a foot massage and a lot of compliments."
Pause. Pause. Just 1 second. Let me just process all of that. Alright. This nigga weird. For real.
The commenter later deleted his or her account.
Crazy.
It's unknown who this person is, how old he or she was, or if this person was even telling the truth. A small YouTube channel known as Revenge of the Sis have done a number of videos about Dan Schneider, and during one of their podcasts, they received a call from an anonymous source stating that she went to an audition for one of Dan Schneider's shows. The call was quite lengthy, so for time's sake, I'll be playing a portion of what she had to say. The full podcast will be available below.
So in 1997, I was discovered in a mall, basically we would go on auditions just to different places, and eventually I got a manager and an agent who would send me on audition calls for, like little things like commercials and everything. And then as I started growing in my career, in 2007, my agent contacted me and my family about possibly getting a good Nickelodeon gig. And we flew out to LA for this audition. And when we got there, it was a bunch of kids, probably like 200 kids. And then these random agents hand-selected specific kids that they liked or, showed some charisma. And then once about 40 kids were selected, we were then told to take off our shoes and that we were each going to go into a room to show the producer, who is Dan Schneider, the tapes to see who.
It's just weird on that one part of her saying we gotta take off our shoes. Like, what does this have to do with anything, G? Like, don't you gotta go audition and like show, you feel me, like how funny you is and shit, your personality? Why the kid gotta take off their shoes? Like, this nigga weird.
Who you would want on the show. And of course, we always ask, like, oh, what do we have to do? Like, what would you like us to be doing once we're in there? And my agent told me, he's like, it's going to be like he's like, you got to just take off your shoes, just like run around in front of the camera, talk about how much you love being barefoot. And at the time,
what the fuck, man? Okay, this agent is corrupt as well. He probably want to see a little something too. Like, these niggas is weird, man. The agent is corrupt. The producer corrupt, and whoever else, the parents might be corrupt. Like I don't even know. Like, who even put their kid through this shit? You feel me? Just trying to just get a bag off your kid.
And, it's like, okay, that's weird, but I didn't think anything of it because I was still young.
Right.
My mom kind of looked around and was like, this is wrong.
Yeah.
There's just something really wrong about this.
Yeah, that's weird. For sure.
Because this person's mother decided to take her out of the audition, she's been blacklisted from the business.
Wow.
We know you're hovering over that button, but we need your help. We have a better button, we promise. Right on time.
You just don't know.
Hey, Dan Schneider. I know you're watching my Vine. Do you like my Vine? Fine. Look what you've done to me.
There are a number of photos circulating the internet.
Bruh, and that's Jeanette McCurdy. I heard her story. If anybody else heard her story, she literally got like sold on to the scene of like being an actress and shit like that as a kid. Her, I think her mom pushed her on to do it. I don't think Jeanette McCurdy was like comfortable doing this. And you guys gotta look into her story though. Her story is pretty crazy in the industry of entertainment. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Of Dan Schneider being a bit too touchy with his young child actors,
Yo,
some of which are a bit more uncomfortable to look at than others.
That's crazy, yo.
There are stories of him inviting young actresses into his office and hosting pool parties during auditions.
So what would happen is that your parents would send you to sort of like this camp. It was basic acting classes, and it was an opportunity for the kids to get discovered. And interestingly enough, most of the kids got discovered by the pool. They had a pool, they had like tennis courts, and I believe like it was like Megan Fox and other female celebs, and Hilary Duff was another one who got discovered there at the pool. And they would push you to do pool activities because they said that's where you have the highest chance of getting discovered.
Now, what?
This shit it just sounds crazy. So a lot of girls in the pool, I don't know what's the age range around here, but a lot of girls in the pool basically go get in the pool, you know, have your bikini out and bra and all of that, you know, and just be in the pool. Look, they basically just literally like getting like excited about and hand picking women from the pool while they're literally half naked. You feel me? Like, this shit is weird. Where is y'all parents at? Like, this shit is weird as fuck, bro. I ain't gonna... And you hand picking these girls from the pool and trying to pick who looks the best in their bikini. That's basically what I'm hearing right now. And these some young ass girls.
What was the age range of the people that went to these at these camps?
The age ranges, the ones that I was familiar with, are ages 13 to 22.
Oh my God. 13 to 22. So you have like 13, 14-year-olds, 15, 16-year-olds in the pool, literally swimming around in a, like, nigga, if I know my daughter is up in this, bro, I don't know. You feel me? It's been a whole different story for this thing. This shit's
in an article by
bro.
Kira Davis from Red States, she writes, I happened to be chatting with a former child actor over a week ago. We were discussing Weinstein, and she told me that in her youth, she worked on one of Schneider's shows very briefly. She told me, my friend was molested by that man on set. Everyone knew it. No one said a word.
Wow. Corrupt.
In 2004, actor and producer Brian Peck was convicted of several accounts of lewd acts towards a minor and was sentenced to 16 months in prison.
What?
Court documents revealed that several of these acts involved...
He only got 16 months? Bro only got 16 months in prison, bro. Why y'all this so corrupt for over kids? Like, something happened to a kid, it's just like, oh, just brush that along. Like, I don't know, man. Protect the kids, man, please. 2023, protect the kids. Like, this shit sound crazy as fuck. He only got 16 months. What is that? That's like a year and 4 months?
Attempted sodomy of a person under 16, sexual penetration by foreign object, and oral copulation by anesthesia or controlled substance, just to name a few.
16 months doing that? That nigga deserve like 20 years life. What, like, he's dangerous. What the
victim has remained anonymous to protect his or her career, but according to reports, the child actor was involved in The Amanda Show. After serving a sentence, Peck was released from prison and went straight back to working on kids shows, such as The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. This is because, although he is prohibited from direct contact with children, that technically doesn't mean he's not allowed to work on shows that involve children.
I wonder where I'd wear this.
Wear it to a fruit stand. You look like a lime.
So what does this have to do with Dan Schneider? Well, in a 2002 article titled Groomed to Be All That, it is revealed that Dan Schneider and Brian Peck would host comedy boot camps for Nickelodeon child stars, where they were allegedly separated from their parents. Really think about that for a bit. The guy that held boot camps for children was convicted and sentenced 2 years later for committing...
Yeah, I I'll never. My daughter ain't going to that. Nah, I'll probably go off, dude. Hell nah, bro.
Sexual acts with children, and then went straight back to working on children's shows. When asked if he had anything to say to the child he abused, Peck responded with, "I don't have any comment on it. I really don't." And this is the guy that Dan Schneider worked with for years.
Work with him too. Corrupt.
According to Deadline.com, Dan Schneider was known for having temper issues. During a meeting with Nickelodeon executives, Dan was told that his show Game Shakers would not be renewed for a 4th season, leaving it on a cliffhanger ending. It was also reported that Nickelodeon's newest show, Cousins for Life, would move into the same studio that all of Schneider's shows were exclusively produced for years, and that Dan wasn't so happy about having to share space now. Perhaps the most absurd allegation towards Dan Schneider is that he is the true father of Jamie Lynn Spears' daughter. Yeah, this is a little silly, but it does lead into something interesting, so I'm going to bring it up for educational purposes, just so you guys know. Jamie Lynn Spears, the star of Zoey 101, infamously got pregnant at 16 years old, which resulted in the cancellation of the show. Crazy Days and Nights is an online gossiping website ran by an anonymous blogger known as NT, a self-proclaimed dialed-in entertainment lawyer. Supposedly, NT was able to predict certain scandals involving big-name celebrities, such as Weinstein and Kevin Spacey, on his website years before mainstream media caught on. Obviously, there's no way to verify this as accurate, despite the Daily Beast believing so. Regardless, there was an interesting post made by NT in October of 2007 saying, "I don't even know how you define what list someone is when they are on some ensemble show watched by teens and preteens. So go with the above and make her a female. Make her pregnant, which is causing the producers to have a heart attack because they really don't need any more scandals. But wait, there's more. One of the producers, who was old enough to be her grandfather, shouldn't be having a heart attack because of shock, because he is the one who knocked her up. New boyfriends are being lined up as we speak."
Wow.
In December of 2007, just 2 months later, Jamie Lynn Spears announces her pregnancy.
Wow. That nigga done did this person. I don't know. I'm gonna have to really look now. I'm gonna have to look at that baby now. You feel me? I don't know. And really compare and contrast. If that baby look like Schneider, that's tough. That's tough. And y'all need to do something about that.
Speaking of Crazy Days and Nights, visitors to the website are able to create accounts and comment on NT's posts, often attempting to guess which celebrity will be exposed next. One of these commenters, known as him, is believed to be Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, the Golden Avenger himself. Where the hell did this come from? Well, most people came to this conclusion because of what him revealed about himself through his posts, such as having a troubled youth and nearly destroying his Hollywood career. Him also listed celebrities that he was friends with, including Jon Favreau, Guy Ritchie, David Kelly, John Hughes, Natasha Gregson Wagner, Brian Lord, Tommy Lee Jones, Susanna Hoffs, Steve Martin, Rachel McAdams, Molly Ringwald, Miranda Cosgrove, and Susan Downey, Robert Downey Jr.'s wife. It's worth noting that him's complete list of celebrities included some that people were not able to find a connection to Robert Downey Jr., such as Neil Patrick Harris and John Hamm. Of course, there's no way to know for certain who him is, but what we do know is that some time ago, he had this to say about Dan Schneider. "He's a monster, the worst predator alive. And if you wonder why nobody will confront or charge him, he's in charge of multiple hit shows for Nick, which rakes in oceans of money, tens of millions of dollars multiplied by many years and many shows, not to mention his merchandising royalties. So Viacom Nick warned him to cool it, then pay for his damn lawyers." What about the parents? No tweener parent who shoved their kid into the limelight from birth is going to cross him either, and risk career suicide and loss of revenue and residuals in future career. No matter how bad it fucks up the kids.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I feel like the parents be knowing what's going on. You know what I'm saying? They just push their kid and get them groomed to be like an entertainer and all of that, and then make it feel like it's okay for these producers to be doing this to these kids, so the parents can get rich off their kid. That's literally what it sounds like. Like y'all silencing these kids, bro.
Especially if there's multiple kid actors in the family, and the kids' agents are complicit too. Just ask the Spears family. A lot of settlements get paid out of Viacom's accounts.
Oh my god, this is corrupt. Corruption. This is literally corrupt.
Enlisted is the free, brand new online World War II shooter. Command a squad of soldiers and participate in legendary battles of...
Finally, on March 26, 2018, Nickelodeon parted ways with Dan Schneider. Nickelodeon's official statement was, "Following many conversations together about next directions and future opportunities, Nickelodeon and our longtime creative partner Dan Schneider / Schneider's Bakery have agreed to not extend the current deal. Since several Schneider's Bakery projects are wrapping up, both sides have agreed that this is a natural time for Nickelodeon and Schneider's Bakery to pursue other opportunities and projects." Dan was given a payout of $7 million upon his departure. He and his wife sold their home and currently reside in Hidden Hills, California. It's unknown if Dan Schneider is working on any new projects.
$7 million.
So, is Dan guilty? Did he really abuse his young child actors?
He probably really did.
Well, no one knows for certain. As you may have noticed, there is actually no concrete evidence against Dan Schneider.
Wow.
No celebrity has spoken out, and the ones who did have kept their identities private or are anonymous. So,
bro, they can't speak out against this man, bro. Literally can't speak out against this man. He got too much power, bro. I swear, that's just corruption.
Well, for all we know, they could be lying.
My goodness.
The closest comes to us from Noah Monk, the actor who played Gibby on iCarly, from the official podcast. But even he was hesitant on defending Dan.
I was sort of, I mean, if that shit went on, I'm fucking like, that's devastating to me because I don't see him in that light, you know? So watching clips on YouTube and shit of that is like crazy. But I mean, the foot fetish shit is like, okay, bro, come on. Like, I never really noticed that when I was 15 on the show, but of course, looking in retrospect, it's like, okay.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, I don't know. No, and I never observed, saw anything like that or got hints of that. So it's fucking, it might be baseless rumor, but I don't want to speak. Like, what if some shit comes out? I don't want to be like on record being like, no, you know, so I have no clue.
Yeah.
These rumors and accusations have existed for a while, but nobody really said or did anything until Nickelodeon separated themselves from Dan. It was only then that people started growing concern. Why would Nickelodeon fire one of their biggest producers just out of nowhere? Were they aware of something?
Yeah.
Many people point to this event as evidence that Dan must be guilty, but I beg to differ. I think it's worth mentioning that Dan's shows have been seriously declining in ratings. iCarly's pilot episode got 4.1 million views. Their most viewed episode, I Saved Your Life, got 11.2 million views. Wow. And their least viewed episode, I Battled Chip, got 2.4 million views. Victorious' pilot episode got 5.7 million. Their most viewed episode, Begging on Your Knees, got 6.1 million. Wow. And their least viewed episode, The Ham Bone King, got 2.39 million, so not that bad. Skipping over Sam and Cat since that show never finished, Henry Danger's pilot episode got 1.94 million views. Their most viewed episode, Hour of Power, got 3.16 million. And their least viewed episode, Saturday Night Lies, got 1.05 million. Game Shaker's pilot episode got 1.98 million views. Their most viewed episode was the pilot episode. And their least viewed episode, Escape from Utah, got 0.52 million views.
Oh, not that good.
It seems as if the Schneider style just wasn't working anymore. Is it not more reasonable that Nickelodeon saw this trend and fired him because of it? I don't want to dismiss any of the people that have investigated and spoken out against him. I mean, with this many rumors and allegations surrounding Dan, it's just kind of hard to ignore it. And it's not like this hasn't happened before. In 2004, a man known as Jason Handy used his job at Nickelodeon to lure young child actors. He was arrested and sentenced to 6 years in prison for molestation and possession of child pornography. And after serving his time, he was released and went straight back to working at Nickelodeon.
How? You guys are so corrupt.
Hollywood is one of the most unsupervised, unrestricted industries in the world. The promise of fame and fortune can be so alluring to young and upcoming actresses and actors that they and their families are just willing to do anything. Once you become a public figure, everything you say and do will be held against you. Which is why if some actor or actress in the industry was abused as a child, they'd probably rather say nothing and not risk their career. You can't change the past, so might as well keep making money.
They literally going there and getting room for money, bro. Literally going against their will. Don't matter what the age, anything. Your daughter that you sent there, literally getting groomed, touched, all of that, just for your ass to get a paycheck. It's not worth it, bro. That's literally not worth it. I don't know, man. I got too much pride, bro, to go in there and let men touch me or some weird shit over some money. That's my fact. That's not even my opinion. That's my fact, nigga.
I think the most we can definitively say about Dan is that, at the very least, he finds feet entertaining, and that's not a crime. But who knows? Maybe someday an actor or actress will speak out against Dan. Maybe concrete evidence will be found, and maybe something will be done.
I feel like the only celebrity that would speak out against Dan Schneider is probably Jeanette McCurdy. If you guys don't know about her, go ahead and check her out, bro. She went through it all in the entertainment industry, for surely.
I suppose we'll never know.
Shit. I don't think we will. Oh, look, see? Here we go right here. Jeanette McCurdy, how Hollywood controls the child. Yep, there she go right there. That's exactly what I was talking about. But that's going to end it off for this crazy video, man. I hope you guys really, really enjoy watching this with me. If anybody want to see me react to more videos like this, man, with Nickelodeon and pedophilia and all that weird ass shit, you know what I'm saying? It's showing y'all how crazy the industry is in the entertainment business in Hollywood. Even though I'll feel kind of uncomfortable reacting to little stuff like this, I'll still do it for y'all. Let me know down there in the comment section down there below. But if you guys really did enjoy it, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that subscription. You know what I'm saying? Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell, man. And make sure you guys hit that like button as well. Give me to 300 subscribers. We're on the way. I really, really enjoy the love that y'all giving me, man. And yeah, let's keep going. It's your boy Khalil, and my man. Peace. Yee.